Many things have actually come to my notice that is actually happening in the Nigerian society. Our values are being degraded. The things that years ago we would have condemned, they are the things that are now being celebrated. Today now, if like I'm speaking now, if I want to communicate something to the world, if I don't put naked women in the background or I don't bring joke, it's not going to resonate with people and all that. So our society is actually gravitating towards folly and foolishness and per se. And you see young men today, they don't want to go through the normal processes of wealth. There is an attack on the female folks today. It's never been heard of before, but now our people are going after women, selling their own days and all that. There is money ritual. Scamming is becoming a norm in our country right now. Nobody wants to go, everybody wants to go through a lift, so nobody wants to go through the step, right? So the lift, you are there, little by little. So let's talk about the things that have been responsible for the degradation of the values in our Nigerian system. When we are fighting for independence as a people, we fought it based on the premise that we could actually lead ourselves, and not only lead ourselves, that we could actually provide everything, even more better leadership than what the Europeans or the Britons were actually giving to us. And there was a generation of people who fought for this independence, and then they came the independence, and then with time we began to see corrupt politicians, and then there were some revolts in the military, and then the military took over for some time, and then we now had democracy. Then everybody now wants to become a politician. There are those who studied medicine. There is nothing wrong like you studied anything or whether you did not go to school. If you wanting to lead, it's something that should be supported. But we now have a crop of politicians who were no more interested in the people, but now they just want to fill their bags with money. So as we look at the whole Nigerian landscape, how did we get to this point? That is some of the issues I want to confront. One of the reasons I want to talk about how we got to this place is the declination in the spiritual values in Nigeria. I want to say this, that the stuff called Christianity, the religion in Nigeria today, is not what it used to be. There were a generation of fathers who had opportunities to have gotten to different heights in their life or sacrificed or at the altar of God in order to reach to a dying. So these are people who had potentials, but they left everything on the table and they reached other people. We heard stories of, in those days where people were lecturers, they were professors, they had PhDs, but you saw them so humble. They were ushers in their church, they visited people, they reached out to people, they were teaching about holiness. But there came a generation of people who said, we have the numbers. Why are we keeping these people and giving them, teaching them, you have to be born again? When you see another man's wife, you don't have to look at her. You have to be honest in the office. You have to be honest in the exam. You have to be honest in all your dealings. You have to have integrity. You have to have this. Oh, forget about that. There is the numbers. Let's make it up people. Let's give them healing. Let's solve their problems. Let's not be concerned with how they live and all that. So the church fell down the slope. The teachings were no more the teachings, and it affected our society. People could not come to church. Even in the choir now, the pastor could be going after the usher, could be going after the choir members. In the choir, people can be sleeping with themselves. It's not a norm. So the church was responsible for the declension of the values of the society. So blame whatever is happening in the country on the church. Blame it on the church. Number two, blame it on the parents. Blame it on the parents. You see, the Nigerian society, we once had a society of loving people. We once had a society of fathers who upheld integrity. We once had a society where you come with this shirt and this shirt is not your shirt. The parents, like, they didn't buy it for you. Like, how did you get this shirt? Who gave it to you? Where did you get money to buy this shirt without my knowing and all that? But now we have a society of people, this is not your shirt and you come home with it. Just turn your life into it. We now have a society now where a parent says to a child and say, look at your mates. They are buying Benz. You are here saying you want to have integrity. You are here saying you want to make money, you want to be hustling little by little. We had a society like that. The parents were no more instilling values in their kids. They were no more having time for their kids to give them instructions on how they should live. We now had parents who were moving from place to place without having a proper definition for their family. We now had parents who loved money more than their family in the society of Nigeria. We now had many fathers who were having children outside wedlock, and their kids saw that this is a way of life to go. My father had many wives. You see a young man who's 18, who's 20, wants to have many girlfriends. That's how the society has gone. So the church, blame it on the church, blame it on the parents. Number 4, blame it on the schools. How many teachers today are role models for their students? How many teachers today are role models for their students? How many times have you heard that a copper who has been posted to a school? How many times have you heard that the lecturers in the university will be demanding money so that they can pass people? Have we heard that? How many times have we heard that a lecturer will be telling a female student, hey listen, you say you have to rub my back so that I can rub your back, and you have to sleep with me? Even if this person is married, they will not listen. We got to a society like that where we no more had respect for integrity when it comes to education. Our WAEC exams have been compromised. Even our own primary school certificates, common entrance exam, primary 6 has been compromised. GCSE exams have been compromised. SS3 exam with the WAEC, the NECO, the NAPTED, all of them have been compromised. And then the institutions, they've been compromised. You want to get a job today, you have to sleep with the boss. The system has been compromised. And then we now have judges. We are accepting bribe in order to deny people justice. Everything became compromised. And then we had the people who were just hearing the news, we were just hearing everything that was happening. There was no public outcry. There was no outcry from the public. People just you're taking things normal. Blame it on the church. Blame it on the schools. Blame it on the families. And look at the people who are having baby mamas. The baby mamas. Look at the children that are bringing into the world. Blame it on the schools. You can lay it. Even if this video will be on YouTube for the next 10 years and nobody will watch it, somebody's going to watch it, and somebody. Our values were being ruled away. Our values being eroded. Our values gradually. Blame it on the media. Our media today, whether it's the entertainment industry, whether it's the music, everything is just going. Oh, here are the musicians who will sing against the hills of society. You know, in those days, you did not even need to go to church to know what is wrong. There are musicians who are singing against the hills of society. When you've taken another man's wife, there are musicians that sing against it. On why taking another man's wife is wrong. When you steal, there are musicians who sing why stealing is wrong. There are musicians that sing against why laziness is wrong. There are musicians that were singing against the keys of society. Or we had a new generation of musicians came on board. Naked women, bringing sex, debauchery, and all manner of feats. We had a generation like that of musicians. Put the naked women, put sex there, glorify sex, we want to succeed. We had the Nollywood industry, the movie industry that was growing up. You see the movies, you see the village films, they taught you wisdom, they taught you how to live, they taught you how to relate with people. They taught you how to solve problems. They will cover different parts. What happened? Many of the people have retired. We now have a new generation of people who have no respect for values. You know, in those days when they want to act a movie scene where they will talk about fornication, you see a man and a woman walk into a room and then the door is shut and then you will just decode that, okay, in the scene they were talking about fornication. But today it's no more. The screen. They say at it. Go on the internet. There is a huge demand by Nigerians. And the current Nollywood industry is supplying that to the maximum. Our movies began promoting crime. Now they carry their guns and they want to shoot everywhere and just shoot. There are no moral lessons anymore. There are no people who can stand and pay. If it's not money ritual, it is sex in the movie, it is violence in the movie, it is comedy. Do I have anything against comedy? To a certain extent, no. It's comedy now. And you see the Nigerian society, pockets? Where are the Chinua Achebes? Where are the Wole Soyinkas? Where are the authors that sit down and write about the history of society? That sit down and write books that change people's lives? Everybody wants to write a book. Everybody wants to become it. The Nigerian society is just wishy-washy. Everything is democracy, families, church, the media, personal life, all their values. The Nigerian society, economy. You that is listening to me, you can change the Nigerian society. Remember I said if nobody will listen to this video, if one person will listen to this video who will correct some of the things in the society, either in the church or in the school system or in the entertainment or anywhere, you could be the one. We have to speak. I know this video is not going to go viral because there are no naked women in the background. Naked women. If I bring some girls right now and they are sleeping with each other in the background, it's going to go viral. I know it's not going to go viral because there are no comedy in the background. There are no action movies. There are there's no gun shooting in the background. But there's somebody who's going to listen to this message 50 years from now, be a catalyst for change. But you will have a generation of people who don't want to just appeal to the society, but who want to speak against the ills of the society and saying this is not the things we stood for. There is no progress. When was the last time you read about terrorism, bombings, shootings in Pakistan, Syria, and these countries? It's something that's becoming norm in Nigeria right now. You are hearing it that something called gay, lesbianism, homosexuality in the US soon gonna be. It may be in Nigeria. So if, as you see this stuff here, there are 4 books here. If this is good, you take one out, you take another good out and replace it. So there is 2 good now, there is 2 evil. You take another good out, you replace it with evil. You take another good out, you replace it with evil. What do you have left? You have not. All the good are here. The Nigerian society needs your help, needs more help.